Hey guys. Connor's gonna come in and out, so it's gonna be crazy. But I've wanted to do this video for a while now.
Hi.
Hi. What you doing? Show them your new haircut. Ooh, I love it. I've wanted to do this video for a while now, and I've really been putting it off. And I'll be honest with you, it's because I don't want to seem like I'm bragging on myself. If you know me personally, you know I do not do that. I don't think I'm better than anybody. I don't think I'm anything great or over the top or have lived a life of anything to brag about. So I really don't want to do this video, but it keeps coming to my mind and coming to my mind. And so I'm going to try to do it with as much grace as possible. I hope I do okay. I'm going to give it a whirl. But today I want to talk about paraprofessionals. And those are teacher's aides. And I want to talk specifically, mostly about special education and paraprofessionals. And the reason it's hard for me to do this video is I am a paraprofessional. That's what I do. And so I don't want anyone to think I'm bragging on myself. So I'm going to put this disclaimer on this video from the very get-go that I am not talking about myself. I'm doing this video as the mother, as the parent, not as the paraprofessional, as the parent. And so Connor started school, as you know, when he was 3, right after we brought him home. And the reason for that is how you get their therapies. Before age 3, the therapies, they get like in-home therapies, and then that switches over when they turn 3 to the school system. And so Connor started school. Everybody was phenomenal. Everybody was great. They took very good care of him. They helped him learn. They helped him do everyday things. And it was awesome. But it kind of did take me becoming a paraprofessional to kind of really fully grasp and understand. And still, I think at times I didn't fully grasp and understand until this year when I work at his school and I see his paraprofessionals day in and day out, and I see what they do, and I see their struggles, and I see their hard days, and I see how exhausted they are at the end of the day, and I see a lot of what they're going through. So again, I just want to say I'm coming at this from the mom's point of view. I am not anyway talking about myself, what I do, my profession, anything about me. I want to talk about Connor specifically and a mother's point of view. Honestly, I'm trying so hard to figure out how to do this. I don't want anyone to think I'm bragging, but I felt like I was supposed to do this video. They have one of the hardest jobs, and they help our kids do day-to-day things, things that Connor could not do on his own, things that, anytime I'm on a video, people start texting me. They're never texting me before. They're never talking to me. Nobody can be talking to me until I get on a video. That's the way it works, I guess. So, yeah, Connor needs help with daily things. If you know us personally, you know that. They're taking him to the bathroom. They're changing him. Because like Connor will go potty if you put him on the potty, but he won't like hold it and let you know he needs to go potty. So I mean, they're having to change wet pull-ups all day. They're having to change dirty pull-ups. They're having to take him to the bathroom while juggling a lot of other things. Connor has become very defiant lately. He doesn't want to do schoolwork, so he'll just buck up and say no. And while we can punish him, we can encourage him, there are many things we can do to try to persuade him to do schoolwork. In the end, you really can't make them do schoolwork. If you know what I mean, you can hand over hand with them, but if they buck up and flat out refuse, so they're dealing with all that. I know they get frustrated. I know they get aggravated. but they love him and take care of him every single day. They help him put his coat on. They remind him to get his backpack. They remind him to get his communication device. They, they make sure he has everything he needs to go out the door. They zip his coat up. So many things that he cannot do, and they're helping him do. And they are also trying to teach him to do them for himself. And I know a lot of times it would be so much faster and so much simpler just to do it for him. And sometimes they probably do, and I'm not judging at all, but I know a lot of times they're trying to let him try and let him do it, and it is just one of them things where you're just like, I could have already had it done, you know what I mean? But they are super good about doing that and stepping back and letting him try, and they are caring for him and all these other kids in the room, and it never stops. It's 24/7. He has to have supervision, and so it's eyes on them 24/7 all day throughout the day, and they're taking him out to class, and they're doing so many transitions. And if you've worked in the special education setting, transitions are difficult for a lot of them, and just the transitions of all day, it's difficult. They get him all set up at lunchtime. They help him, and I will say, since Connor's got his communication device, they are amazing at making sure he can pick, letting him pick what he wants, and giving him a chance to pick, and but at the same time knowing him well enough to know, if they're in a rush or they're in a hurry or something and they need to pick for him, they know him and get to know him well enough to know this is what he would pick, because there's a balance there too you got to have. And they just are the most unsung heroes in the school. Well, one of the most, I will say, in the school. They work extremely hard. They have a very stressful job, and yet they do it so diligently. And, without them, our kids would not be safe. I mean, they could get into anything, go anywhere. Connor's not really a runner, but, some kids are runners. They could run off. They could get hurt. They could run out in the parking lot. They could, the possibilities are endless of what could happen throughout the day if they did not have these people caring for them and watching them and just caring about them. And I know that the teacher does a lot. I don't want anyone to think I'm just talking about the assistants and I'm leaving out the teacher. Special education teachers have my utmost respect, and they're amazing and they're doing great things, but they could not do this alone. They couldn't even keep them all safe, or care for them. They would try. I'm not saying that. I don't want anyone to take this wrong, but they need their helpers, and so many times, people have the attitude a lot of times, oh, you're just an assistant. Oh, you're just, oh my goodness, at what they do. And people don't even realize what all they do a lot of times. And they are feeding kids if they have to. They are helping kids with every single task throughout the day. There's just so much that they're doing. And it's kind of a beautiful thing to know that when I'm not there, there's someone or several someones, depending, stepping in and kind of being that for them, kind of mama bearing them and watching after them and taking care of them. And it's just this beautiful thing. And I just have so much appreciation and gratitude for all of Connor's aides and all of his therapists and just everybody that hands-on together makes his day good, takes care of him, keeps him safe, keeps him happy if possible, and just, it takes a village. It really does. And I realize that so much more since I am a paraprofessional, that it's all hands on board, and it's, what they're doing at home, we have to continue it at school, and we have to really be a team and work on things together. A lot of times if Connor had a bad day at school, we talk about it. It's not just, oh, well, that happened at school. We talk about it, and because I want him to be respectful, and I want him to comply and to listen. And it may seem like such a trivial thing when it's like, oh, yeah, Connor won't do his schoolwork, bah, ha, 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 or whatever, He refused to do his work today. How cute. But it's really not cute, because it's refusing to do work today, but if he figures out that he can defy them, then it may be running out in the parking lot tomorrow. It may be, taking off down the sidewalk without holding somebody's hand. It may be like it could quickly escalate, because kids are super smart, and kids will catch on very fast if they realize that they can get their way. A lot more is going to start escalating and escalating anyway. Hope y'all know what I mean. And so I just wanted to make this video, and it just popped in my head a while back, and it's just a touchy subject, just because that's what I do too, and I don't want anyone to think I'm like bragging on myself, but I just always think about the ones that are with Connor and taking care of Connor, and you give me so much peace of mind. You have eyes on him all day. You're helping him with things he couldn't otherwise do on his own, and it is not unnoticed, and it is not unappreciated. And so I just wanted to make this video and say that, and say, be kind to one another. I know sometimes we think, oh, they just goof off all day, or oh, they just play with my kid all day, they just have fun all day. And while yes, there are fun times, it's really stressful and it's really hard. And so be a little kinder to them. Tell them you appreciate them. Tell them you are thankful for all they're doing, and just be there for them, and try to understand that they're stretched thin. They're asked to do a lot, and they're doing the best they can, and they are trying to be your be your child's teacher, and also their friend, and just trying to get through the day some days. And they are just your child's safety and security. Even if your child bucks up on them, even if your child doesn't act like it, let them know that you're glad they're there, and you're glad that they are doing so much for your child, and they are not unnoticed, not forgotten, and certainly not less than. And I just wanted to get on here and say that. I just felt like I was supposed to. And so we are so thankful for all those who band together to make Connor's days good, to take care of Connor, to just love and support him. And I just wanted to get on here and say that. Bye, guys.